Hey everybody, this is Joe. Thank you for watching my Giga Texas construction update video. A rare Saturday flight for me as I waited for the weather to clear up with all the ice and winds. And we'll talk about that and some bad memories from a year ago and what the forecast looks like. And we'll discuss some recent news about Giga Texas's battery cathode plant, and we'll review some past information to put it into context. Looking at the weather, almost 1 year ago we had a horrible winter storm that came through Texas that knocked out the electrical grid, made travel difficult, and it was on the national news. You can see the Austin American-Statesman article here. It kind of talks about how that has traumatized the area, but looking at the forecast for the rest of the midweek, it looks like things are improving, so hopefully we're past the worst of it. Turning our attention to some recent news that was in Reuters and also kind of set Twitter afire with some of the social media influencers out there. The discovery that Giga Texas is having a battery cathode plant and that a permit has now been filed to construct it. This is not actually news. The news is the permit, but the fact that they're building it, where they're building it, and what has been happening over the last year has been documented in my videos. And we'll go through that here in a bit just to put it into context. So here's the part that is news, is within the last couple of days, the cathode plant permit for construction has been filed with the city of Austin, and it's about 36 acres or so on the east side. The link is at the bottom of the screen. It's also in the video description if you would like to go directly to the city of Austin site and take a look at the permit. And we can see here from some information that I posted in September, this is the assembly or erection procedure for the cathode building. These are two documents, and I blew up the legends so you can kind of get an idea of what that information shows. Also a photo of the steel that's arriving marked the test load cathode. This is all the steel that you see lined up on the east side staging area. So to put the context, the battery cathode plant, let's look back in 2021 at several of my videos to help discuss the progress. I recommend you take a look at each of the individual videos to get more in-depth information. On my 12 March 2021 video, we talked about the agreement that Tesla had with Piedmont Lithium to provide the spodumene concentrate 6 for the battery cathode plant. During my 7 May 2021 video, we discussed the battery cathode plant foundation, the geopeel work that was underway to help prepare that foundation area for further construction, and some of the spreading of the aggregate mix on top. A little later that month, on the 27th, the video discussed the battery cathode plant civil engineering company, the Stanley D. Lindsay and Associates, and the general contractor, Austin Commercial. In my 12 June 2021 video, we talked about how the foundation work was continuing and beginning to widen towards the east. And a few weeks later, on the 28th of June, we saw the arrival of the first steel components for the construction of the battery cathode plant. Things seemed to be going well until on the 4th of August, we had a report about Piedmont Lithium having delays due to some difficulties getting permitting for their mining, and that this was going to affect the production and development of the battery cathode plant at Giga Texas. In the month after that 4 August revelation about Piedmont Lithium, we saw more steel arriving, as you can see here, labeled the Tesla cathode plant. But at this time, it seemed like the priority had shifted to getting all of the steel in, probably because it had been ordered, and storing it for later construction. So that leads us up to about today, where over the last few months, this area has basically been a material staging area. However, with the news that the battery cathode permit has been filed with the city of Austin, hopefully we'll start seeing construction on this on the east side soon. I'll keep watching for it, and I'll let you know when I see it. So that's it for the video intro for today. Just to recap, we talked about the wintry weather, the effect that it's had on the drone, but the forecast is looking good for the next week or so. And we discussed the recent news that Giga Texas is getting the battery cathode plant permit, and hopefully we'll start seeing construction soon. I also hope that the look back and previous videos will be helpful for the context of what we are seeing on the site. A special thank you to all of my outstanding Patreons for your continued encouragement and support. Patreon members get access to hundreds of high-resolution photos, previews of the future material, and direct dialogue with me. If you would like to support my channel, please consider becoming a patron using this link, which is also in the video description. Please also consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, as this helps as well. Thank you. My drones are ready and raring to go. Let's go flying over Giga Texas.